isto é o que uma americana tem para dizer ao fim de viver 8 meses em Portugal. Ouçam com atenção.
Do not move to Portugal. If you are an American and you're seeing this video and you're thinking about somewhere to move, do not move to Portugal. I moved here last May, and if I knew then what I know now, I might have considered moving somewhere else. And it's not because I hate Portugal. I love Portugal. I love everything about Portugal. Living here for 8 months, I have seen enough to know and to clearly see that immigration is a huge problem here, especially when it's Americans. We Americans are a consumer culture. We just consume things. We have to have things. We're always spending money wherever we go. What you need to understand, first off, Portugal is a very small country. Okay? Very small country. There's already a lot of people here. Okay? Not everybody's fitting in this small country because of lack of housing, the lack of affordable housing. We Americans will move here and go, oh, this rent's so cheap. Oh, going to the grocery store, everything's so cheap. No, it's not. It's not to the Portuguese people. It's not. And it's extremely disrespectful to go on social media doing your stupid ass grocery hauls. And, oh, this was only €2 back in America, blah, 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 blah. When I have personally witnessed for myself how Portuguese people struggle to buy groceries. Those groceries that you're bragging about, that's expensive to Portuguese people. And for you to throw it in their faces, being on this app, saying, oh, I saved so much money, is insanely disrespectful. Encouraging other Americans to move here and take advantage of the cheap prices and how beautiful Portugal is and how it's so easy for everyone from America to just live here and be able to afford it and take advantage of, everything that Portugal has to offer is bullshit. Portuguese people are literally being ran out of their own country and their own cities and towns because they can't afford to live here anymore. Americans complain about immigrants coming in illegally into America, but those immigrants are not affecting your daily life. They're not taking your jobs. They're not taking over your bougie neighborhoods. The affordable areas here in Lisbon consist of people who have lived there most of their life. The people who live in these, quote, affordable neighborhoods, according to American standards, not affordable to the Portuguese, have lived there their whole lives. And a lot of them are elderly now. Now their neighborhood, Airbnbs, or immigrants from Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Nepal, they all have moved into those neighborhoods, okay? And you put that many people in such tight, confined spaces where they're all competing for work, there's gonna be tension. Violence has literally broken out in these neighborhoods, okay? So the Portuguese people who were living in those neighborhoods their whole lives, they're now faced with that, okay? Feeling unsafe. When I first moved here, I was super excited. I got a small little 1-bedroom for €1,000 a month. And I'm all like, woo, this is great. But I didn't know that I was feeding the problem. Agreeing to purchase this place for €1,000 a month is feeding the problem. Then if I go and rent an apartment for, €600 a month, I'm taking that apartment away from a Portuguese person that may be able to afford it, but I'm taking it from them. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't move here. If you're American, don't move here. Go to Luxembourg. Go somewhere else where your income makes sense to everybody else around you. Moving to a country where the average monthly income is around 800 euro a month, and you're sitting there earning, 9,000 a month. It's just not, it's not cool. It's just not cool. Because you have the money to buy these expensive items, people are going to raise the prices to get your business, okay? If you have the money to rent expensive apartments, they're going to keep the prices of these apartments higher, making it impossible for Portuguese people to afford living in their own cities they grew up in. Yes, I'm here. I'm the problem. I'm part of the problem. But sometimes you don't learn these things until you're actually living it. I visited quite a bit, but there's no way I could fully understand this without living and seeing it for myself, seeing people struggle, seeing people wonder how they're going to pay rent, seeing people count pennies to buy just a couple groceries at the grocery store. Stop doing your grocery haul videos if you're an American living here, and stop, by all means, stop recommending restaurants for people to go and visit while they're here that aren't even Portuguese owned. These wealthy corporations come in, set up these restaurants, which are literally taking up inventory where a Portuguese tasca could be, okay? Portuguese people can barely afford to even go out to eat, okay? So don't keep displaying these bougie restaurants. There's nothing wrong with Portuguese people wanting to keep their cuisine, wanting to have choices when they do go out to eat, wanting to know that they can actually go to a Portuguese restaurant, not see their city filled up with all this bougie cocktail bars and shit like that, catering to wealthy tourists. What's making me sick is seeing Americans move here and charging consultations before they even get their residency cards, first off, and charging consultations to people in America on how to obtain a visa. Like, oh, I live here now. It's my right to get other people to move here too, while completely ignoring the struggles of the people who are from this country. Just come on over. I'll tell you how to do it for $200 an hour consultation. Like, I hate myself because there's still that American brainwashing still inside of me. I came here to deconstruct, but it's going to take some time. But what I'm seeing is revolting. Go to a country that is actually a wealthy country. If you're an American and you have money, obviously you have money if you can afford to move out of the country, right? But please move to a country that actually where your income makes sense. Stop moving to countries where the local people or the people from that country are struggling.